Good evening, viewers.
Welcome to another bulletin of CityCast.
I am Shreyashi Mukherjee.
And this is Arunima Bharadwaj.
Our top headlines are: as Indian students from Ukraine are returning, there is still uncertainty regarding their education. Our reporter Rakshita Kumar brings us more.
After almost 15,000 students have flown back to their home country from Ukraine, the Ukrainian medical colleges are still uncertain how to go about with the college situation. Meanwhile, 700 students still wait in Poland to get evacuated.
अभी तो उन्होंने सिर्फ एक ही अपडेट आई है कि 15 मार्च तक तो हमारी हॉलीडेज हैं। फिर उसके बाद फर्दर देखो क्या रहता है, क्योंकि जहाँ पे हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी है उसके आसपास का जो एरिया है वो सारा डिस्ट्रॉय हो गया है। बट हाँ, यूनिवर्सिटी के सिर्फ क्लासेस ही टूटे हैं, तो यूनिवर्सिटी पे इतना कुछ नहीं हुआ है अभी।
Indian students were in a turmoil after colleges in Ukraine said they won't be providing with the degrees if they leave. But after the situation got worse and students had to leave, colleges have decided to start offline classes after the situation gets better so they can continue with their education.
I'm not so tensed in compared to the sixth year students, because they have to give an exam which is CROC second. Without that, they can't get the degree.
Medical colleges have still not given a statement on how to start the online classes, as study of medical is something to be taught practically.
Practically, online is not possible. We have to be with the patient. And all these, like during COVID, no. Medical college, most of them had online classes. Only thing they didn't have any, even practical classes, like they used to discuss cases by having the patient. So they can do like that. That is not a problem. But it will not be so good as you are present.
Even though most students have landed India safely, more than 600 students are still waiting to get back home. This is Rakshita Kumar reporting on CityCast.
Coming to the national news, the election results of 5 states are out. And here we bring you the latest updates.
BJP leads in UP with 255 out of 403 seats. Punjab becomes the first state for AAP to form government outside Delhi with 92 out of 117 seats. BJP leads in Uttarakhand with 47 out of 70 seats, while in Manipur, BJP secures 32 out of 60 seats. Lastly, in Goa, BJP secures half the number of total seats, being 20 out of 40. BJP clears majority in UP, Uttarakhand and Manipur.
Many citizens still wait for the government services that they were promised within stipulated time. Our reporter Arunima Bharadwaj finds the latest tracking system which shows how long the delays can take.
Over 2 lakh applications are pending under the Sakala services in the state. People applied to 98 different departments under the Sakala mission, which acts as one monitoring body to track all the services provided and to be provided by different departments.
This is generally we will do monthly analysis. Ask for service only. Cash certificate, I want migration certificate, like permission, seed license.
However, over 37 lakh applications were rejected by all departments because of inappropriate eligibility criteria or other technical issues.
Including PU certificate, PU mass card, and NOC, so some other particular.
More than 1 lakh pending cases are from the revenue department. Also, if not complied with and there is a delay or default in the delivery of the service within the stipulated time, the applicant is subjected to a compensation of Rs 20 per day. Suresh did not receive his pension since last 10 months and has been visiting the office on a regular basis.
पेंशन स्कीम आया हुआ है ना, उससे पहले किस्म चाहिए मुझे, ऑर्डर हुआ है, इसलिए मैंने अप्लाई किया था, अभी तक नहीं हुआ है, 10 महीने हो गए भागलपुर से.
The records from previous years have shown that Bengaluru urban has had the highest number of overdue cases, whereas the revenue department still currently has the highest number of pending cases. This is Arunima Bharadwaj reporting for CityCast Bangalore. Meanwhile, Manrega sees a drop in the number of female workers. Our reporter Rishika Kashyap tells us why.
The number of women working under Manrega has hit an all-time low. Although the percentage remains above 33%, these numbers dropped by 4% this year. There's enough budget allocated for Manrega, but women are still not participating.
49.99. This is a central budget decision, not the Karnataka state. They are giving enough budget. For 20 to 23.
The workers' union says that the delay in payment is leading to fewer women working under Manrega.
One is the health condition of the woman, which is very bad generally, and the second is because they give all this very, very hard work, a way of trying to discourage people to go for work.
The beneficiaries have their share of complaints, but the rural department believes that everything has been functioning well. Experts believe that women are getting job opportunities from other departments. Safety and exploitation concerns have been causing this decline. This is Rishika Kashyap reporting for CityCast, Bengaluru.
Welcome back to CityCast. The centre announced children's health census in March to find out the obese and malnutrition children. Our reporter Aditya Pandey tells us about the malnourishment of children in Karnataka.
NFHS 5 data shows 1/3 children between the age of 6 to 23 months in Karnataka don't have access to enough nutritional food.
घर में भोजन तो अभी नहीं मिल रहा है बच्चे लोग को, क्योंकि अभी तो कोविड के वजह से अभी तो नहीं दिया जा रहा था आंगनबाड़ी सेंटर में. अभी तो चने की दाल और रिफाइंड दिया जा रहा है 7 माह से 3 वर्ष के बच्चों को, जो हमारे सेंटर पे नहीं आते हैं. और जो सेंटर पे आते हैं बच्चे, उनको चने की दाल और गेहूं से निर्मित दलिया दी जा रही थी.
Ministry of Women and Child Development says more than 33 lakh children are malnourished in India. Doctors stress on the importance of nutrition in children in developing stage.
The first 2 years is when the 85 to 90% of the brain is developing, and that is when the calorie requirement has to be met appropriately. And once you lose that age, you cannot revive it back. I mean, the awareness among the rural community, and there are lots of myths and understandings about breastfeeding and complementary foods.
WHO says undernutrition is associated with 45% of child deaths, as first 2 years of an optimal nutrition during this period lowers the child morbidity and mortality.
Poor nutrition during this time may cause long-term harm to the developing brain and can lead to deficiencies in essential micronutrients, which may cause a weakened immune system and lasting effect on child's growth and development.
Although the center has decided to conduct a health census, it will be interesting to see how it tackles with the concept malnutrition among children. This is Aditya Pandey reporting for CityCast.
Farmers growing vegetables face loss as the perishable crops are not sold on time. Our reporter Shubhangi Mishra tells us what contributes to this loss.
Farmers say that they are not able to recover production costs and have to bear losses. Raju, a farmer who grows coconut and cauliflowers, says that he invests rupees 3,000 in crop yields but get rupees 500 in return.
20,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು 4 ಟ್ರಿಪ್ ಕಾಯಿ ಕೊಯ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ, 5,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ಆಗದೆ. ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಲ್ಲೂ ರೇಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಗಡಿಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ರೇಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕೆಲ ಮೊದಲು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂತಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಜಿ 80-80 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ 20 ರೂಪಾಯಿ, 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿ, 30 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಗಂಟೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ.
Horticulture department says that farming is like a lottery. Profit and losses have to be incurred by the farmers. However, with farmers not having a fixed MSP, market brunt on them prevails.
Government is not doing any small farmer grown tomato, but once it comes to the market, of all 10 tons he got kg, it is only 2 rupees. We have not told him to go for tomato. It is his choice.
Experts say that in India, 18% of the food and vegetables are wasted. They feel that there is a need of building better procurement and processing facilities to reduce the food wastage.
We have to teach them about the storage, make them aware about the processing methodology, support the farmer grows tomato. They do not know what quantity they should grow, in what area they should grow. They went to market, there is a price down, and ultimately net profit is reduced to a greater extent.
Experts believe there is a need to improve the supply chain for the farmers. This is Shubhangi Mishra reporting for CityCast.
For many young people, climate change is much more than just a threat to the planet. Our reporter Vinaya K tells us the psychological impact it has on the people.
This is Mehnaz. I'm 17 years old. I feel that all I'm studying and all I'm working hard, it will be of no use if the planet we are in is not suitable for us to live. This makes me really anxious and worried. You know that our government, Karnataka government, they don't do anything. They just say in their mouth and they don't show it in their actions. So it's the worst part.
A study published in the Lancet Journal in 2021 shows that 60% of young people between the age group of 16 to 25 are anxious about climate change. The feeling of hopelessness, anger, and helplessness is sometimes so strong that many young people end up in therapy rooms.
Climate weather really impacts our mental health. Right? Young people being exposed through news via social media to double-edged sword. Some days people just panic so much because there's so much information there. It makes them feel so vulnerable.
But the exposure to news reports and information through social media makes young people empowered to act. Climate change awareness campaigns and resistance against climate change mainly come from youth organizations.
We are not exactly doomed per se. We still have time. If we start working on it, we need to radically change the way we work. We need to radically change the systems. But what we have to do is work with the democracy. So we work on conducting studies, we work on analyzing various policies that the government put up, make suggestions and objections for them, and send it back to the government, tell them to, sort of rework on the policies if it's not really environmental friendly. So one of the way we can push these people to make decisions, make changes. So
climate change is no longer a distant phenomenon that affects only polar bears or sea turtles. Its direct impact on human civilizations and individual well-being is all the more visible around us. But as young activists across the world attest, this is not the time to sit and lament. This is the time to get up and act. This is Vinaya K reporting for CityCast from Bangalore.
We will be right back after a short break.
Prices of second-hand cars has risen dramatically as the demand has exceeded the supply for the first time. Our reporter Snehi Shah brings you the story.
The demand for used cars has shot up by 22% as people opt for personal mobility over public transport. Used cars dealers are unable to keep up with this demand, leading to long waiting periods for these vehicles. Chrysler projects the used car market in India to reach 70 lakh units by 2025-26.
The sales will go up and down because of the pricing and of the new car and the waiting period of the new car also. Some of the vehicles will have 4 to 6 months of waiting period. No one's ready to wait for 6 months. So they will opt for a pre-owned car. Demand is much more than the supply right now.
He adds that his branch is unable to meet the sales targets due to these constraints. The biggest reason for this hike in demand is the semiconductor chip shortage globally.
This shortage, first of all, started because the manufacturing of semiconductors tightly hit during the COVID. The winter storm in Northern America or say Russia-Ukraine war. Because of these factors, there was a shortage in the chip manufacturing.
Auto manufacturers are diverting the limited chips to high-end vehicles like SUVs, reducing the production of sedans and hatchbacks and thus increasing their demand.
I purchased a second-hand car recently after waiting for 2 to 3 months. It's because new cars were way too expensive and a second-hand car met my requirements and it was within my budget.
The Indian used car market has the potential to become double the size of the new car market. Experts and industry players expect semiconductor production to stabilize within a year or two, bringing normalcy in auto prices. This is Nehisha reporting for CityCast.
A growing number of people use social media to plan their travel bookings. Instagram has become the new travel agency. Our reporter Apeksha Priya finds out that it is not always a reliable option.
Social media is considered a platform that welcomes innovative ideas. There are more than 100 Instagram pages only for travel agencies.
We make sure that our customers are not facing any problem. Also, we try to send all the trip details by asking them for their phone number. I call them and inform them about what they have to do for further procedures. These people need to verify first and then book something. Customers should mainly focus on the credibility of the page, whether it is verified or not.
However, some of these accounts are fake, which came as a rude shock to several customers.
I got to know about this resort through an Insta post, and the agency, they promised us a lot of fun activities, karaoke and everything. But when we reached there, we found out that the facilities and the activities that they promised, they weren't there. It was wastage of 10k.
While the scam is a growing concern among social media users, no case has been formally registered yet.
The internet, like any other market, comes with its fair share of fraud sellers. Some websites have badge to show the product is genuine. For others, we must learn to do a background check and verify the product or service we are buying by the means of review.
This is one of the reasons the saying, "Don't believe on the internet," holds truth. This is Apeksha Priya reporting for CityCast.
We end our bulletin with a story on women opting for lip augmentation. Our reporter Shreyashi Mukherjee tells us about the new technology and why is it so popular.
Popular actors have undergone the procedure of lip augmentation. Young women influenced by them are also opting for the same. Lip augmentation is a temporary procedure of adding volume to the lips. The effect of it stays for 1 year.
I was always fascinated by fuller lips, okay? I used to see these actresses, first of all, the Priyanka Chopra ko dekha. So that looked really fascinating to me. I got it. Costed me 28k.
The doctors say there has been a 40% increase in the number of women opting for this procedure.
Between 20 to 30 young girls who feel like their lips are small, requiring lip fillers.
The lips are filled with hyaluronic acid. However, if not done by experienced professionals, side effects like permanent lip damage might occur. Experts believe that social media helps in increasing the popularity of the trend. There are various makeup pages on social media platforms which make women want to look a certain way.
It has to do with body image and it also has to do with their own personal preferences. They feel that this might give them more confidence. Some people do it to improve their self-esteem.
Medical experts say that while the trend for lip fillers are getting popular, people should get it done from trained professionals to avoid side effects. This is Shreyashi Mukherjee reporting for CityCast. Thank you for watching CityCast.
For more stories, log into www.citycast.in.